All right. Hey, welcome everybody. We've got the AnimeSHUN YouTube page going. We've got a list for you here.
We out here.
It's actually going to be 2 lists. And what we're doing here for the Halloween season, we're talking about 12 spookiest Pokemon.
No, these are the most terrifying Pokemon.
12 most terrifying Pokemon.
Well, apparently that's what you said.
But they are, because I know you're a Pokemon guy a little bit.
Bruh, like back in the day, like I had all the cards. I had the game. You know what I'm saying? First 151, maybe a couple expansions after that. I know these Pokemon. I expect 0 surprises today.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you know the first 151, like, there's some of those, like, mixed in there. But
nah.
I think you're going to be surprised at just how deep and dark some of these Pokemon stories go.
Bro, this is Pokemon. Pokemon is for children. And it's a show that's, I mean, it was meant for children. Obviously, like, we're not children. We're sitting here talking about it. But I'm saying, like, the show was originally conceived for kids. Like, this is for kids, pretty much the ages of, like, 6 until, like, 15 or something like that. That's the demographic. So there's only a level of darkness you can get to when you're designing characters as cartoons to be for kids.
You know, that's what I thought, too. And then I started doing some of this research, and I think you're going to be surprised. So this is the first list. This is part 1. These are monster type. Like, not the monster type, but these are more like monsters. The second list will be more like ghosts, specifically.
So there's a whole list for ghosts. All right, whatever. Come on.
All right, cool. So let's get into it.
Cool. Let's do it.
All right, so I ranked these, I think, pretty much from like the least terrifying I think they'll get like scarier as the list goes on.
All right.
So we're gonna start off with one. Everybody knows this one.
Okay.
All right, and we'll have like some images down below later on, so you know you guys can see the Pokemon we're referencing at home. How can everybody keep track of all like 800-900 that are out there?
There's so many now. I don't even know.
But we're starting off in familiar territory. Okay. Cubone. You know.
Hey, Bone.
Everybody knows Cubone.
Bone.
And this is like. I mean, we'll just start with the entry here.
We know Cubone's sad. Like that's the thing. I'll say it anyway. That was part of the card. I remember in the card, like he literally had. I think he had a tear in his eye as he's looking up at the moon. And I'm just like, all right, this is a sad Pokemon. He's wearing a skull. It's just like he's sad. I knew that. No surprises here.
So here's the entry. Original game. This is from red version, blue version. So original stuff. Here's the entry.
All right.
So it lost its mother after its birth, and it wears its mother's skull, never revealing its true face. It is called the lonely Pokemon because of its tendency to keep to itself and avoid social situations due to the trauma caused by the death of its own mother. So he's in some deep therapy stuff right there. Cubone will often weep at night, mourning of its mother, and when Cubone cries, the skull that it wears on its head vibrates and emits a plaintive and mournful sound. On the night of a full moon, its cries are said to be especially terrible, and Cubone seems to recognize its mother in the moon, and so howls in particular sadness.
Yo, I mean, so there's a lot in that.
Yeah, there's a lot.
That's really sad. Like, yo, my mom's dead. I mean, it's also creepy, though. You gonna rock the skull of your dead mom?
Yeah.
Like, for me, that raises questions. Like, are you gonna? So that means you cleaned her skull?
I don't think there was a whole lot of cleaning. You got to imagine at some point, like Cubone was still like wearing. Like
the head,
there was like pieces of like flesh and
but for me,
like it's still like wearing down.
But what doesn't make sense to me on this, all right? So like there's a whole part of this that doesn't make any sense Pokemon wise. Okay. Because Pokemon means like, you know, Squirtle. How many Squirtles are there? There's so many. How many Charmanders? How many Pikachus? There's a lot. And this seems like an individualized story. So you're telling me that every single version of the Cubone had the same tragic mom death, same skull, same problem. So it's just like that's just how Cubones are born. It's like moms die. Cubones are like, oh, well, I'm terrified. Give me the skull, and that's where I'm at.
So one of the theories about that is that Cubone is actually like a specialized evolution of another Pokemon. So if you want to go into that backstory, you know the other original 150 Kangaskhan, the kangaroo-looking one. So if there's a lot of people that have gone in and like done diagrams of just like, if you look at the skull that the Cubone's wearing, like kind of looks like a Kangaskhan skull, and that like what Kangaskhan has in his pouch is a little baby.
Oh, so that
could be that Kangaskhan was killed, and then the specialized evolution is that the baby now has like where's the skull.
You just pooped on my knowledge of Pokemon, like in step 1. Like I had never. All right, cool. Moving on.
And we just started.
We got that was really sad. Like the moon thing, all that was really sad. Whatever. Like okay, cool. But I knew that. I knew that.
Well, like I said, this is the start, so we're gonna turn up from here. All right, next one, another from the original, red, blue, Mewtwo.
What is sad about Mewtwo? Mewtwo is like omnipowerful.
He is powerful, but At what price? So here's the entry. Mewtwo is a Pokemon created by science. It is a bipedal humanoid creature with some feline features. Mewtwo was created after years of horrific gene splicing and DNA engineering experiments based on Mew. It is said to have the most savage heart among all Pokemon, lacks compassion, and strikes fear into its enemy with cold, glowing eyes. Because it was engineered to be the ultimate in battle, it can only think of defeating its foes. So this is basically like the story of a lab rat that was given ultimate power. I mean, every Pokemon movie that has featured Mewtwo has some scene with Mewtwo busting out of the lab, messing up everybody's life, and like wreaking revenge on pretty much everybody that made it. This is like Frankenstein's monster version of Pokemon.
See, I've never taken it from like the perspective of Mewtwo. I've always just been like, yo, Mewtwo is fire.
Yeah, I'm going to catch that Pokemon.
Mewtwo shows up. I want Mewtwo on my squad. You know what, Mewtwo? Yeah. We have enemies out here. I want to just point Mewtwo in the right direction, and everybody feels the wrath of Mewtwo. But coming from a Mewtwo perspective, it's like, yo, you're a product of just like a lab and experiments.
He never asked to be, man. He never wanted to be created. Then he just was,
but
boiled up in a lab in a test tube.
He could have ended up being the mush. He could have ended up being just the mush that didn't make it. But now this is the Pokemon that's, I don't know. I can see this going either way.
Well, that's the thing is like how many failed experiments do you think they had before they got to Mewtwo and they're like, no, this is the right one? And how many like experiments once they ran him through, like shocking him, poking him, prodding him? I mean, it says horrific experiments in gene splicing just to make him the most powerful,
Yeah. I still say I knew that. So I knew that. I understood Mewtwo's story. Boss Mewtwo.
He is a boss.
Terrifying. I agree. Definitely deserves to be on the list. Mewtwo is 100%. If Mewtwo came in this room right now and decided I was Mewtwo's enemy,
you would tear us up.
I'm dead.
Yeah,
like we're so dead.
Yeah, this is a killer Pokemon.
Yeah, and it's like if I'm rolling around with like as Ash with like, I have a Pikachu and a Charmander, and Mewtwo shows up, ain't nothing you could do. Like if I was a Pokemon trainer, I'd be like Mewtwo. I would throw out Charmander and Pikachu. Hey, I'm like Charmander, Flamethrower, Pikachu, Electro Bolt. As they're like powering up to do it, I literally would run.
Yeah, just get out of there.
Yeah, I was just like, they're
Pokemon.
Dead. They're so
just
dead.
Like they got more out there.
Like do everything you can, guys. I'll be right here. Like be gone. Like nah, we're all dead.
Yeah, no, he's a killer.
All right, well.
All right, so moving on.
Not surprised still.
Next, this one's actually a combo.
Okay.
Still in the original, red and blue. This is Drowsy and Hypno.
Yeah.
Now, like these things, like they don't really look too,
I always like they're chilling. It's like Drowsy always looked to me like an extinct like pre-version of an elephant kind of thing.
It's like a tapir, which
exactly.
still exists. Those are still around.
I saw tapir prints in the Brazil.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's tapir prints everywhere. I thought they were raptors, and everybody kept telling me it's not a raptor. And I was like, can you tell me what it was? And they didn't say it was a tapir. They're like, we don't know what it is. I'm like, then that's a raptor. So either way, please.
Well, that's scary enough as it is.
Yes.
So with Drowsy and Hypno, so here's the entry for each of them. Drowsy is able to put people to sleep and can sense that person's dreams. It is also known what kind of dream. Sorry, let me start again. So Drowsy is able to put people to sleep and can sense that person's dreams. This is so it knows what kind of dreams it will be eating. This is a certain preference for the dreams it eats, and it is known to love fun dreams and become ill from bad dreams. It will rarely eat the dreams of adults, and as the dreams of children are seemingly tastier. Drowsy remembers every dream it has ever eaten and may show past meals to a person it trusts. It eats dreams through the victim's nose, and it says that a Drowsy is standing over a person's pillow if their nose itches while they are asleep.
All right, so now this only becomes terrifying. First of all, terrifying that he eats children's dreams.
Yeah.
But But being a person who normally doesn't dream, or at least doesn't remember my dreams, does this mean that like this takes part of your memories that you no longer have this dream?
That's what I'm thinking. Like it steals it from you. So like if you feel this itch on your nose in the middle of the night, that means that some Drowsy broke into your house and is like standing over you, or maybe it's a Drowsy you caught.
Well, what's the consequences though? That's what I'm saying. Like they eat your dreams. Like now part of my personality is gone or whatever.
I think it steals like parts of like your memories and your experience and your consciousness. But here, before we do that, that's just where it starts off.
Yeah, I was gonna say though. So far, Cubone is way worse.
So we're getting up to Hypno. It is known to reside away from humans and less traveled roads. If anyone comes by, a Hypno will hypnotize them and eat their dreams. It carries away people having good dreams and is even known to have stolen a child at one point. While it awaits its prey, it polishes its pendulum. So Hypno takes it up a level. It's not like breaking into your house. It's taking your kids off the street, dragging them into the woods, and then eating its dreams. So this Pokemon is straight up taking children, which, for the record, will come up again.
Of course it will. How you gonna make a cartoon about for kids about like kidnapping? Okay, but for me, I still say without the consequences of dream eating to truly be clearly defined of what the consequences will be for you if your dream is eaten, I'd still say the kidnapping is terrifying. But it still doesn't even say that they do anything bad to them besides eat the dreams. So you might get kidnapped and they're like, I ate your dreams, and be like, I'm going home. So that's a possibility, right?
It's a possibility, but that's the thing. Is like, do you want just like something else like prodding around in your brain?
Not at all.
Like, going through like I don't like, especially like you know what, you have dreams. Like sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want anybody to know about this.
Yeah.
And then this Pokemon's going around showing off your dreams to other people to his friends and his homies. Just like, hey, check out this dream I just dated this guy Brennan. Look at this weird shit he's seeing.
I can't
That's
stand
what's going around in his
I really can't stand that you make good points. Like, it really bothers me. Fine, whatever. That's terrifying, mostly just because of the type of dreams I know I've had in my life that I have no interest in ever talking about or telling anyone about. So
it's putting your stuff out there.
Fine. I'll accept this.
All right. So moving on. Number 4.
What is that?
So this is getting into some stuff that I think you're not going to know as much about. So
No.
this Pokemon is called Absol. They're from Ruby and Sapphire.
Okay.
And so here's the entry for Absol. Using its horn, Absol is able to sense even subtle changes in the sky and land to predict when a disaster will occur. It will try to warn people when one is approaching. This often has the unfortunate effect of Absol itself being blamed for the disaster, notably by the elderly. Many Mega Absol, its Mega Evolution, emits a fearsome aura that has been known to kill faint-hearted people from shock. Yeah.
See, I feel like there's a huge flip there between that and the evolution. At first, it's like, yo, I'm here to help you.
But that's the tragic story of this Pokemon.
Yeah, that's
it's just
really
like, man, this Pokemon just wants to help people and warn, like, hey, something's coming. But everybody sees this thing as just like, shit's about to happen.
You know what's terrifying about that, though, is like the Mega Evolution. Like, it's like, I'm not faint-hearted.
Yeah, that's I guess
it's just
that's the true test. You don't know until you see it, and then you're like,
you're dead.
I guess I'm okay.
Yeah,
I guess I live.
But I mean, what's the point of even having a Pokemon around that just like, yo, like if you're weak, don't be around here because it's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Not even on purpose. It's just chilling, and that's just a state of being.
And that's another thing that I think will come up more often than not on this list. Is just like, if you catch this Pokemon, like, you better be on your toes.
Keep it in the ball.
Yeah, you don't just want that thing like walking around.
But I'm saying that's the kind of Pokemon you couldn't put in a stadium. Like Pokemon Stadium, fight, let's go. Who you pulling out? You couldn't pull this junk out because it's like there's a stadium full of
mass
people.
Murder.
Exactly. It's like everybody's dead.
40-50% of the crowd just like.
Man, you just killing the faint-hearted people. 40-50%.
Yeah.
Population faint-hearted.
Just looking at this thing.
Okay. Right.
I mean, that's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's scary. That is
Kill
terrifying.
you with a look.
I have no interest in that Pokemon.
This is one of my favorites from Ruby and Sapphire.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's badass. That's cool. It knows when. I mean, if you're cool with it, you know when anything bad's gonna happen.
No, this one's cool, but the evolution is what I'm saying. Like,
sometimes it means things just gotta be done.
We all have moments of weakness, Rob. Like, we all have moments of weakness.
All right, moving on. So this one,
I've seen this one before.
Also from Ruby and Sapphire. This is called Sableye. So these gem-like eyes and adornments on its body are caused by its diet, which consists of rocks and raw gemstones. It is feared by people since it is said to steal a person's soul if they look into its eyes. It is nocturnal and rarely seen. So if you've seen one of these before, I mean, if you look into its eyes, it can snatch your soul right out of your body.
So does it mean like put you in a vegetative state?
I guess so, yeah. Just like at that point. I mean, I think this is a euphemism. If it steals your soul, like, what's left of you?
Exactly. Like for me, it's like a soulless person is a person that's pretty much in a vegetative state, is what I would have to imagine. But also, this reminds me of like back in the day. They're like, yeah, don't take no pictures, because that camera will steal your soul.
It'll steal your soul.
All right, terrifying. I don't have anything to say.
You're just wandering around Mount Moon. You're in the cave.
Hey, what's those rocks?
Turns out.
That's it.
Man, Mount Moon is littered with the bodies of children that looked into the eyes of this little gem rock creature,
Why would they create a Pokemon that steals? Okay, cool. Whatever.
Hey, that's the price of adventure.
Yeah, apparently. I want to be the very best. And then just soulless.
Yep.
Soulless.
All right. So next, we have Frostless. So this is from...
I'm not scared of this.
Diamond and Pearl version.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm not scared of it. That's not scary.
It doesn't have a very intimidating... I mean, it kind of looks like it's got a skull on its head anyway.
I can't imagine you're going to tell me something that's scary about this Pokemon.
All right. Well, let's hear it then.
I'm just saying, I feel like... I honestly feel like Magikarp will give it a run for its money.
Ooh.
Yeah, I said it.
Disrespect. All right, so Frostless. It has several holes on its head resembling a mask, though through two of these holes, crystal blue eyes can be seen. It also has a mouth below this mask, and Frostless lives in snowy areas and has the ability to freeze foes with its negative 58 degrees Fahrenheit breath. It is thought to display its victims secretly after freezing them. So this dude's like Jabba the Hutt, like freezing people in carbonite and then hanging them up back in his house, just like, oh yeah, look at all the people in Pokemon I've caught throughout my life, and putting them up on display as trophies. So you're just like trying to get through the mountainside, just like get from one town to the next, get your next gym badge. This dude rolls up on you and you're like, all right, cool. Like I need an ice type. No, he turns the table on you, hits you with negative 58 degree breath, turns you into a Brennensicle, and then takes you back to his lair, puts you up on the wall as its latest trophy in its collection.
Yeah, Magikarp's not gonna save me from that.
No, Magikarp is gonna be up there on the wall like one of those Billy the Bass things, just like coming out singing you a song, something like that.
I don't have any. That's not fun.
No,
the displaying part is probably the scariest part. Like that, it had the breath. I was like, yeah, that's sounds like a regular Pokemon power. But the freaky part about that is display. It's like, by the way, look at the trophies that I have printed in for you.
Yeah, this isn't like about
this one was funny.
Yeah, let me defend it myself and like walk away. It's like, no, I'm gonna freeze this guy and I'm gonna take him with me.
But my question even more so would be like, if they freeze everybody they see, then who are they displaying these trophies to?
I guess it's other friends.
I know, right? Like, yo, I got more than you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you want me to freeze you? I'm just playing.
I guess is that more terrifying that it's a competition between all these Pokemon? They're like, all right, who can get more and better trophies? Just like, oh, I'm gonna get a big dude. Like, I just feel like wait and see.
I just feel like if I'm around these, I'm just like, and I have my Charizard. Do you want to try something?
Oh yeah, no, keep your fire types handy.
Yeah, it's like Charizard, please handle. Kind of
take care of business. Yeah, take your fire types up into the snowy mountains for sure.
Slightly terrifying.
All right.
I still give Cubone heads over that one.
Cubone is going to get frozen up and put on display.
No, not in the fight. I'm just talking about the terrifying nature. Like, you really hit me with Cubone. Like, Cubone is like a real thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing. Next one.
This is a sword.
I know.
That's all it is, a sword.
And I know you're a sword guy, so like I know you're a fan. I figured you might like this one, but you might,
I want to catch that one.
Calm down before you start grabbing that sword, start swinging it around.
Inform me, sir.
All right, so this is Hoenn Edge. It's from X and Y. Okay. Hoenn Edge is a Pokemon that resembles a sword from medieval times.
Yep.
Its body is a silver sword with a light gray hilt.
I like
Embedded in its hilt is a blue gem with a dark center that appears to be its eye. Attached to the pommel is a long, dark blue cloth with a swirl design and lighter blue at the tip. Not so bad so far, right?
I honestly feel like this is a Pokemon I would carry on my hilt. So please continue.
The sash is known to suck the life energy out of anyone who dares grab it by the hilt.
Go on.
That's it. So
that's it?
But here's the thing. You grab that sword, you start swinging that thing around, it's going to wrap that thing around your arm, and it's going to kill you. It does not take lightly to being swung around. It's like nobody swings around a Hoenn Edge, all right? Like, you got to be trusted.
Wow, they suck the life force out of you. Like, you're supposed to do that to the enemy, bro. You a sword. Like, you're not supposed to...
Yeah, no, it's not a tool for you to use. It is its own person, okay? It's its own Pokemon.
I just really hate that. Like, my instinct is to grab the sword.
Of course.
And then it's just like, no, that's how you die.
Yeah.
That's stupid. That's a stupid Pokemon. I'll say it. That's a stupid Pokemon.
Hey, man.
That's stupid.
Well, after it sucks its life out of you, you're going to feel real stupid for having grabbed it by the hilt.
I'm not stupid for grabbing a sword.
Clearly, you're stupid for grabbing that one.
This is a stupid design of a Pokemon. I'm stepping out of the Pokemon being real world right now. Going back to the designers of the Pokemon who designed who these people are and saying, whoever you are, you had real potential here. I'm looking at you right now. You had real potential to be able to make something amazing. And you screwed it up. You are stupid, and so is this Pokemon.
Hey, man. The problem starts with Trubbish. It's just a bag of trash.
Moving on. We're moving past that one.
All right.
Hey, it's like a Doberman.
Yeah. So this is another kind of old school. Like after Red and Blue, there was Gold and Silver. So that's from that version. This is Houndoom.
I remember Houndoom.
Houndoom, one of the first dark Pokemon to ever come out.
Okay.
So a Houndoom in a pack, the one with the horns raked sharply towards the back, serves in a leadership role, as the alpha.
Yep.
Leadership is determined by fights within the pack. Its gut is full of toxins which are used to create fire. So they got that.
Okay,
fire type.
Cool, that's fine.
This Houndoom's fire has a foul odor, and the wounds it inflicts will never heal.
I mean, I want one on my team.
Yeah, but until you pet it the wrong way and it bites your arm, and then you literally have that bite on your arm the rest of your life.
What's really shitty about that is that I sometimes I just imagine in real life you're just walking like, hey, look, there's a dog, and it just throws fire at you, and then it's just like, oh, cool, I'm burning for the rest of my life now.
Pretty much, yeah. That's like, you can't have this in a residential neighborhood. Like, this is for out in the country.
How you going? But the thing is, like, there's so many magical items in Pokemon. Like, you tell me a super potion ain't gonna help me right now?
No.
You tell me, like, what's his name? Dr.
Professor Oak?
Yeah, Professor Oak. Professor Oak ain't gonna be able to do nothing?
No, he can't do anything. That's what it says right here. It will never heal.
I feel like this is like Suge Knight's dog. Like, that's what I feel like. It's like, it's just like this is the kind of dog that you have somebody that's very vindictive and evil.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, these are the dogs that I have. Welcome to my home. Say something wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, this would be the ultimate guard dog. Like, you have some of these, like, protecting your house, like Mr. Burns or something. Like, release the hound.
Oh God, that was so funny on The Simpsons. Yeah.
Yeah, this would be Mr. Burns' Pokemon.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Absolutely.
All right. Terrifying. Cool. But I kind of want one. I've seen this one before.
So this one, this is Cacturne. This is actually an evolution of Cacnea. No, okay. So that's from Ruby Sapphire.
Yep.
It was a little bit. I mean, I didn't really know this Pokemon.
Kind of looks like the Scarecrow.
It does look like very Scarecrow-esque, which I think is going to tie into why it's so creepy to me. So Cacturne is a nocturnal Pokemon that rarely moves during the day, which allows it to hold moisture. You know, it's a cactus.
Yeah, whatever.
Makes sense. At night, it searches for its prey or follows travelers until they become exhausted. It has lived in deserts for so long that its blood is transformed into sand. So, yeah, you're out there in the desert.
It just follows you?
It just follows you until you're too tired to go on anymore, and then you become its prey. So you see this little Scarecrow thing, basically, like, you're tired, you're like, oh, man, like, I'm getting winded, I'm thirsty. You look off in the darkness, there's those two yellow eyes, little Scarecrow thing, just standing off in the distance, just
all right, that's terrifying.
Waiting you out.
That's only terrifying if I'm not a Pokemon trainer. If I'm a Pokemon trainer, I'm going to be in that desert faking this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm so tired. And then it's just like, and he's like, ha, got you. I'm like, Charizard, go.
Yeah.
You know? Go catch this hoe. Like, this, you are welcome to the team, fam.
Yeah,
like,
you definitely want this guy on your team.
Stalk my enemies, you know?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't look like he's going to take a fire beating too well.
No, that's probably you probably got a grass type in there. I imagine he's probably going to take a. But you make
desert,
sure you're
though.
stocked up. If you go into the desert, make sure you're stocked up on Pokeballs. Again, bring your fire types. I guess that's the lesson to this. Bring your fire types everywhere you go.
Yeah, but I'm just like, that's why would you write that into a children's cartoon? It's like, this stalks you in the desert until you pretty much die.
Yeah,
and then it eats you.
And then it turns you into a meal. Hey man, things got to eat.
I don't think they do. I don't think they do. Like, because the thing is, it's like, how are these other Pokemon getting nutrition from our dreams? So it's like, you don't need substance of human bodies to survive, bro.
Some do. I mean, hey, you got.
What does Pikachu eat?
Probably it's just more of like a herbivore type thing. I'm thinking.
What does Charizard
like a mouse? Oh, Charizard is eating meat.
Was he eating like?
It's getting that big and
I'm
strong with no
saying,
meat?
like, you ever seen a Charizard eat a Rattata?
Sometimes. I mean, that's the thing. Some Pokemon do eat other Pokemon. Oh, that's in some of these descriptions as well.
Go on. Let's move on. I'm done with this. This thing does. Okay, actually, I'll take it back. That tooth makes it scary.
Right. So actually, that's not a tooth. That's a zipper. So this is Beignet. This is an evolution of Shuppet. This is also from Ruby and Sapphire. Being driven to life by a powerful grudge. This keeps its life force safely.
Grudge?
Yeah, this thing.
How petty.
This petty Pokemon was so mad it came to life.
That is so petty.
So being driven to life by a powerful grudge, it keeps its life force safely in its body by the means of its zipped up mouth. If unzipped, it would lose its energy. So that's its weakness.
Oh yeah, you don't want these problems, bro. What up? Step up.
It lays curses on others by using its body as a voodoo doll and sticking pins into itself. So a bit of a masochist there. And it lives in garbage dumps and dark alleys where it searches for the person that threw it away before it became a Pokemon. So this is a toy that some child threw away, and it was just like, oh, you're going to throw me away, huh? All right, well, I'm going to come to life. I'm going to hunt you down, use myself as a voodoo doll against you, and curse you. So this is all your toys from your childhood that you threw away. This is the dark alternative to Toy Story.
Yeah, I was about to say this. I literally was thinking, like, this is like the most terrifying version of Toy Story.
This is like if Andy threw all his toys out, like in the backyard in the alley.
I'm just saying, can you imagine like waking up and it's like standing on your edge of your bed and you're like, what is it? And it just like looks at you in the eye and just like stabs itself and you're like, what is it? You know, like what the? Like,
it's like, oh, my old teddy bear. Like, no, this thing came back and it has got a grudge.
That is 1,000% a legit like horror movie. Like, if you were just like, we really want to make a legit scary horror movie, like you could just have this be the antagonist.
Yeah, this is akin to Chucky. You know, this is coming back.
But then it's like the end of it, you just like zip its mouth, like
That's all you got.
I mean, that's it. Like, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. That one is absolutely terrifying.
All right.
That's absolutely terrifying. I don't even know if I'd want that one on my team because it's like, where does grudge come from? Is it like, because if you see one and you capture it, then it's like no matter what you do at some point, it's gonna be like, well, now I have a grudge against you.
Yeah, imagine if you like you catch one of these, all right, because it's been come to life. You're in the middle of a battle, like somewhere in the middle of the streets, and all of a sudden it like locks eyes. It's just like, no, wait, I can't do this battle right now. Like, that's the dude. And he just like, it's like, oh my God, Mr. Teddy Bear. And just like, then he just like stabs that guy out in the public in front of everybody. That's its grudge. Then like, does it go away after that once it gets its revenge?
No. I'm good. I'm so good on this.
Yeah.
I'm so good. I'm sorry. Like, I'm just in my mind. You just painted a picture and I'm over here just like, wow. Moving on. Okay, so, that's the scariest looking Pokemon I've seen thus far.
So this is Yveltal. I'm probably saying that totally wrong. This is one of the legendary Pokemon from X and Y. Looks like a big Y. This was the legendary. I was on the cover of Y version. So Yveltal has the power to absorb life energy by spreading its wings and tail feathers. When it reaches the end of its lifespan, it steals the life energy of everything around it and then transforms into a cocoon to sleep. So with X and Y version, it was very much like about beginnings, endings, life, and death. And the X version was more of like a life-giving Pokemon. This guy is death all day. So when he reaches the end of his stage, kind of like
he's a phoenix. Yeah,
he's
phoenix.
Reborn, except if a phoenix killed literally everything around it every time it was reborn.
I don't even have words for this one. It looks terrifying. I don't want you on my team.
This is like a force of nature.
You know, it's just like
imagine like they walk into a town, you know, like city used to be there. Everybody's like a husk, a cocoon. They're just like oh, I guess Yveltal like restarted its lifestyle or life cycle around here and just like left a ghost town.
I mean, it kind of reminds me like the Darkening, but you haven't seen the Dark Crystal part yet. So.
No, I haven't gotten there yet.
I'm good. I'm good on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like next. I don't want to talk about that anymore. Okay, come on.
This doesn't look bad at all, right?
This
looks like a bright, friendly, colorful little jellyfish.
It's adorable.
Yeah, so this is Frostless and Jellison. Frostless being the original, then it evolves into Jellison. So this is from Black and White version. So I'll just read these two individually. So Frostless is a hadopelagic Pokemon.
Well done. Yeah, good job. I wouldn't have said that right.
I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. Pokemon which lives in its den about 5 miles under the sea surface. Because of this, it can cope with extremely dark and highly pressurized sea conditions. It is carnivorous. It gently floats around in waves until it can strike at its prey, and it makes its victim numb with the use of its poison spikes and takes it to its deep den.
Okay.
So this is like grabbing its prey and then pulling it down into that deep,
sounds like
dark.
an active jellyfish.
Yeah. So that's like, all right, that's like cool. Hunting other Pokemon. That's not so bad.
That's not bad.
It's about to get turned up a level.
I'm sure it will.
So Jellison can absorb seawater and project it from its head, which lets it move forward in the sea. Any ship or crew that wanders into the oceans where it dwells is never found again, and it is known to feed on life energy. It is rumored that when it drags these ships into the ocean, it preys on its passengers.
So there's entire sections of the ocean that people are just like, it's like, so this...
That's Jellison territory. You
so
can't
these
go
actually
there.
Could exist in the Bermuda Triangle is what you're telling me.
Yeah, apparently that's what we got over there. We got Jellisons that are, you know, like the Kraken or whatever, dragging these ships down to the deep, cracking them open and then snacking on the crew. Yeah.
So look, if I was a sailor, I'd be like, this is the most terrifying thing ever, but I'll be on the boats. So I'm not so worried about this because I feel like terrifying. I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrifying. Only if you're on a boat.
Yeah. No, that's
or in the water.
Pick your battles.
Yeah.
You know?
Ocean ain't for me.
Yeah, just stick to the tall grass. Maybe stay in the woods. Don't
stick
go
to the tall grass, right.
Don't go to the mountains.
I'll take the rattatas,
don't go into the
caterpies, yeah. Like
just
tall grass.
Stick to the normal types and bug types.
Yeah.
Not so bad.
Not so bad. You'll have a weak team, but you'll be good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that was part 1 of our terrifying Pokemon list. So these were all just like, you know, monster-ish type creatures. You know, you could star in a Monster of the Week type movie type thing, I think.
I don't understand how these are for children.
Yeah, man.
Most of them. I think Cubone should have been the top of that list.
These, I mean, I started, you know, I wanted to start with something familiar.
Yeah, I'm just, goodness.
And hopefully everybody's got a little bit surprised by something that was in that list. You know, there's always new Pokemon coming on the way. We got another Pokemon version coming out next month. So, like, can only imagine what sort of dark, twisted, messed up stories are going to be involved in that for 10-year-olds to go out and try to capture.
I'm legit in my feelings right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So if you've got any Pokemon that wasn't on this list that you think should have been, leave them in the comments. Like, subscribe, share this video if you liked it. And, of course, check out our podcast, AnimeSHUN.
We'll talk to you soon.
Stay tuned, and we'll have the next one coming out soon.
Peace.